Hello, grumpy old fart here. Um, this is this is another one of those odd videos, and the precept has always bothered me. It always stuck in the back of my mind. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I figured I better make a video about this, so at least it doesn't bug me so much. Um, if anybody out there who's ever made bread, you know it's kind of a complex thing. You take the flour and you mix the ingredients with it. You add water and blah blah blah, and you mix it up, and you whip it really good. You beat it, and then you put it in loaves and you bake it and blah 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 blah. It's kind of an involved process. Excuse me. Sorry, you can tell it's getting cold outside. The cats wanted out, and he didn't want to stay out for very long. Anyway, making bread is kind of an involved process, and it's not difficult. It's just there's a lot to it. You know, if you didn't know how to make bread, if nobody had taught you, you didn't have a recipe, how would you figure out how to do it? That's the part that bugs me, because bread's been around a long time. Bread predates Christ. Bread is I mean, it's been around a long time. So, the part that bugged me is, how did primitive man get the formula? I mean, yeah, we'll find these grasses and we'll grind up the seeds and the powder and we'll mix water with it and we'll bake that up. Yeah. To me, that's a bit much for primitive hunter-gatherers. You know what I'm saying? And then I found out something else that added to this mystery. For those of you who don't know, the wheat we grow now on this planet, on farms and ranches, or farms, excuse me, is not naturally occurring on this planet. It's been genetically engineered. It's been engineered. It's been crossbred with things. It was first cultivated 10,000 years ago. I'm talking about wheat. First cultivated 10,000 years ago, which was not much after the dawn of agriculture. I did a video on Göbekli Tepe. Go check that out. The people who did that approximately the time agriculture was invented, roughly. And wheat was first cultivated 10,000 years ago, which is shortly after that, maybe 1,000 or so years after that. So, in order to get wheat that we have today, these primitive people, they had to crossbreed these grasses with other grasses to get bigger and bigger seeds suitable for grinding into flour. Because you can't have bread without flour. Okay. And Lloyd Pye does a really good version of this story. I can't do him justice, so I'm not going to try. I'm going to abbreviate it here. Some industrious hunter-gatherer discovered how to grow stuff. Agriculture. He's planting crops. And they had maize, corn, maize, and a few other things. But he wanted something different. So, he decided one day to go find some grass. And he picked out the biggest seeds. He took a handful of this back to his cave, and he took out the biggest seeds. And by the way, at this point, they're like little peppercorns. They're tiny, tiny little. I mean, I have a hard time seeing them, and I wear glasses. I'm getting old and going blind, apparently. But anyway, you pick out the biggest of these peppercorns, and you plant those, and let them grow. And then you bring those in, and you find the biggest seeds there, and you plant those, and let them grow. Then you bring that in, pick out the biggest seeds, and you continue this process over and over and over for 1,000 years to get wheat, to plant, to grow, to get the kernels from, to grind into flour, to make bread. Now, they were making bread out of other things, I'm sure. But if you had the other things to make bread with, why would you want to make bread out of grass? The precursor to wheat. You see my point? This one would assume he passed it down to his children and their children and their children, blah, 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 on down in generations. So this family of industrious cavemen, hunter-gatherers, whatever, continued with this engineering of the seeds of you know, growing the crops to get the bigger and bigger seeds for thousands of years in order to get a wheat so that they could grind up the flour, the seeds into flour, the kernels into flour, and make bread out of it. It adds a whole new slant to bread when you realize what cavemen had to do to get the wheat to make the bread. Like I said, you were making making bread out of other things. Why would you engineer something different to make bread out of? It's one thing if you find something else. Hey, yeah, we can use that to make bread out of. You know, that's cool. But engineering it over thousands of years to make bread, I'm sorry. There's something wrong with that. There's something fundamentally wrong with that. Okay. It's a pretty involved process for these Stone Age primitives. Now, all of that being said, we now know UFOs are real. If they do indeed carry alien beings, how long have those alien beings been visiting our planet? And if they've been visiting our planet for thousands of years, did they have a hand in this? I mean, I don't know. I can't say. Can you? But I know this. If you're making making bread out of everything around you is, you know, corn and like that, and that's cool. Why would you engineer something new to make bread out of when it took thousands of years to engineer? You see the problem with that? Why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. Unless somebody told them to do it. I guess I'm weird. I think about stuff like this. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.